Hello and welcome to an open source hangout. Today we'll be working on the OpenCiviWiki project and checking a few notifications on GitHub to make sure that we're continually monitoring the progress of this project so that nothing goes stale. There's quite a few activities going on here. If time permits, I'll switch over projects and work on another task that I just defined for myself. It's a non-trivial task, so I'm not sure, if I'll be successful or be successful within an hour or 30 minutes, but we can give it a try. So in reverse chronological order, these all came in around the same time. I've actually already reviewed this one, so let's just go ahead and mark that as done. There's Gorkum is kind of monitoring that one as well. So we've got add URL field to solution civies. Silver Arthur wants to do this. Yeah, it looks good. All right, so that's relatively easy. And we'll just make sure the database migrations and that the code runs. Okay, great. That was pretty fast. Got a new potential contributor here. Okay, now we've got a discussion. I was doing a little bit of housework. Around the time this discussion was started, I don't think GitHub had discussions feature at that point. Yeah, 2017. So discussions has come around since then, and certain issues aren't quite actionable in the way that a code issue would be, like a bug report or a feature request. There's this website. I'm not sure how active it is. This issue is coming from 2017, but it looks like it's been updated recently. Oh, it looks like somebody already did this. Very cool. So if we scroll ahead now. Wow. They opened it in 2021, and let's see, where's the pull request? Oh, I see. There's the pull request. Okay, anyway, it's resolved. Open 2021, October 27. And it looks like after I kind of jiggled the handle, so to speak, made a little bit of activity, some bells were ringing and reminded us that pull request was still kind of waiting for review. So Arthur Silva, thank you very much for opening this pull request and also coming back around when essentially what I did is just converted this from a task or an issue to a discussion, although I suppose it could still be, it could have been an issue now because it's resolved essentially. So let's switch it back and say resolved. Oh, wait. Actually, no. I don't want to create it. Let's, well, once you've converted it to discussion, you can't convert it back without creating one. All right, no worries. In any case, thank you. Whoops. Can't see behind the microphone. Very good. And I believe we can lock the issue, perhaps. Lock the conversation. Oh, well, it's not a big deal. How do we indicate that this is resolved? Oh yeah, here you can see I converted it just a few days ago. All right, well, let's move on. So this blue bell is handy. We'll mark that as actually reviewed. Civvies are probably now deleted from the database. It's a kind of a bug report. And it looks like Arthur Silva wants to work on this as well. I want to be careful about taking on too many tasks at once. Let's see. Now, this is annoying. It's assigned here. I can't filter it by them. Because GitHub's only letting me select members of the CiviWiki organization, even though there's somebody assigned here. In any case, this is a small, or did I say, yeah, GitHub or something. Okay, this is a relatively small one. It's add a field to a model, create a migration, add it to the UI. Add it to the UI could be more challenging because our UI is still partially using Backbone, which is why we're trying to get out of Backbone right now to simplify the development. Sorry about that. Couldn't get to the sneeze button in time. All right, we'll go ahead and, so since Arthur has participated in this discussion, GitHub will let me assign them. So GitHub has the capability of filtering based on other criteria than organization membership. I believe the issues should also be modified to allow me to filter the assignee field to actually the list of people who are assigned to an issue or have been ever. Ooh, that can get hairy because there's not a lot of issues here, surprisingly, as old as this project is, but nonetheless, there can be projects with thousands of issues. So yeah, you got to have some kind of reasonable constraint there. Nonetheless, I should be able to server-side filter it. Okay, anyway, that's an aside. So there we go. 10 minutes just checking out some tasks for CiviWiki. If you're interested, check out this digital tools for activism, where you can find other great projects similar to CiviWiki that are encouraging, in some case, engaging with the democratic process, situational awareness, and disaster management. Here's the Civi CRM, which I got confused before, which is a constituent relationship management tool for nonprofits. Here's Lumio, where we're using this for a while. It's a way of crowdsourcing ideas and basically voting on which ideas to pursue as a collective. So yeah, there's a lot of great projects here. And CiviWiki under the software as a service. We do intend that the CiviWiki can be run on your own server for your own community. So we're not going to be exclusively software as a service. It's open source. So I guess all of these could be run. And we're trying to keep the dependencies fairly minimal so that if you've got a little bit of know-how, and well, essentially the documentation should describe how, really. But it does take some specific knowledge about like running either a server or using a platform as a service. So anyway, I don't expect everybody to have that kind of knowledge or background in a community, but there's somebody in the community who could potentially serve that role. They can start a server or choose a platform as a service and deploy CiviWiki there, along with a database, which will probably be Postgres, something like that. Although SQLite is a viable option for smaller deployments, I would imagine. In any case, we don't want to be the only CiviWiki deployment. I don't think that would be one of the goals of this project. Although we do intend to offer a CiviWiki deployment as soon as we get more stable. Great. So the CiviWiki project is looking good. In the last few days, we've been doing some work. We've got all of our continuous integration tests are passing. We're listed in the tools for activism. And we've got a new old contributor. Let me double check here. Yeah. I want to just check one more thing. Make sure that Silver Arthur. Okay, so they've contributed code in the past, and I believe this would be more community. So let's see if I can go to the discussion and ping all contributors bot. For community building. Discussions are very similar to issues, but all contributors might not be monitoring those. So that's one side effect of moving the discussion to an issue. We can't mention all contributors. Okay, so if somebody comes with an idea, then all contributors will miss that idea. That's unfortunate. How do I manually modify? All right, so I can use the CLI tool. Yeah, it has been issue a pull request. Oh, that's cool. I can add multiple at the same time. Nice. Well, let's see if there's already a feature for this. Let's see if the bot is right, or if that's the repo. Mm-hmm. Well, let's see. Mostly HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. A lot of contributors. Well, I can help with some triaging. Can't contribute a lot of, can't commit a lot of time here, but this is an important project. Anyway, I'm gonna open this feature request. Basically, it'd be helpful. convert, well, not everyone, but yes. All right, cool. So we got a new feature request on the all contributors bot. And cleared up all the notifications. Cool. Got a couple of stale ones. But I think that's about it for now. So this has been a pretty active month for CiviWiki here. Big spike of activity. It'd probably be good to create a few more milestones or a few more issues for this Oktoberfest. Spend a little time on that. I'm going to create this one issue for myself. Just to keep track of what I've done. All right. Didn't really do much today. But also this helps me keep track of which issues are newly assigned. This has been long enough. Clear assignees. That might help with that. In any case, this is the placeholder. I'll update this as the week progresses, and just keep a tab. 5 hours, 0.5 hours for stewardship related tasks. And as part of, for transparency, why I'm doing this, one is to look back and keep track for myself, but also my company, WonderDog, has a benefit, an open source benefit, where they will compensate you for open source contributions at, basically, financially, it's a minimum wage. It's part of their benefits package. So anybody who's wanting to get paid for open source work, if you're based in Finland, Germany, or Spain, you might consider sending me a note or contacting WonderDog and that's among other benefits to the company. They want to kind of support the broad open source movement by encouraging all the internal employees to not only contribute code to open source, but other tasks like these project management tasks or community building tasks like hosting meetups and things like that. So if you're in any way active in the community, open source community, you can get compensated for that or rewarded for those contributions. Very cool. And it's at WonderDog FI. Oops. Yep. It's a really cool company, and we're a consultancy, so we don't have our own internal products, but we help other companies who need help. We're currently hiring for several positions as well. And in general, open application, you're always welcome to apply with any skill set. Particularly, there's a lot of demand for developers. Being a consultancy, we're developer oriented, which is kind of it's a selection bias, and sort of an example of why we're trying to, with OpenCV Week, we're trying to promote many types of contributors, because of the developers oftentimes get most of the credit and demand, unfortunately. Very cool. And I believe there's a relocation benefit. I can't quite promise that, but if you get in contact with the WonderDog recruitment team, you can find out if there's the possibility, if you're interested in relocating to Malaga, Berlin, or Helsinki. Very cool. Yeah, so half hour in. I think since we've got a little bit of extra time, I'm going to, I don't want to switch over to this task yet. I was going to subdivide these tasks. Although I could start in on this. This is a bit of a slog. Accounts, I believe. Good. The accounts one is seeming to me to be more small in scope, and the threads is Gore comes on the threads. Very cool. Yeah, that's an intense task. Let's get these done. All right, so let's spend another half hour. Let me get some tea and some motivation and blaze a path into this accounts app. Once we get these threads and accounts ported to Django template syntax, it'll be a lot easier to start adding features, moving the project forward, getting it in good shape for actual community deployment. All right, so let me take a quick break. I'll be right back, and we'll start in some code. All right, here we go. We're going to take a look at issue 1151. So we'll bring up CVWiki project, pull the develop branch. Off stream, I was able to sort of resolve this issue where my somehow VS Code or something along the line was losing track of my keychain, my keyring. So VS Code would keep prompting me for my SSH password, and I want to keep a password on that on my local key, but not be prompted for it every time anything happens with Git. It was, a bit annoying, to say the least. Somehow, so I just basically uninstalled VS Code. It was installed via snap. So there could have been a snap permissions issue where somehow the snap was unable to access the keyring. Maybe the permissions got stricter there. Rebooted my computer, so cleared out the configuration. It could have been something that I had configured by accident and caused the issue. One of the indicators that it was just something I had done, but I don't know this for certain, was that when I was searching for this kind of problem, there weren't many other people having it. There weren't many answers on Stack Overflow and things like that. It was getting results. I was getting search results, but some of those were for Mac and Windows or for other problems like connecting to remote servers and not necessarily the Git sync. I could have been using the wrong keywords, not really understanding the problem. I don't know. So there's probably something I did along the way, or like I said, there's so many layers here. And my system key ring is supposed to, keep track of passwords for me, and I just have one key ring password. These are common on operating systems like, Linux-based ones have GNOME and GNOME keyring, and KDE has one keychain. I forget the name of it, but anyway, I think there's also keychain on Mac and Windows. Yeah. So anyway, I don't want to ramble about that too much, but it was frustrating, and I had a day of defeat yesterday. It was just I couldn't get started on any of the things. I couldn't get progress on any of the things I started, and for better or for worse, just walked away from those issues and come back. Well, later I came back and fixed this keychain one because I need to be able to code. The static website problem that I was also facing yesterday, I decided not to use Hugo. Maybe I'll reassess that decision, but I don't need to spend a lot of time on a static website right now when I've already got one, a placeholder website for the Companionship Care project. All right, so let's go ahead and start a new pull request for accounts templates. Let's say accounts templates Django syntax. We're gonna have to get a sense of the scope of this problem. So if we look at the accounts templates, there's quite a few. There's some registration and users ones. These are very standard Django, in many Django projects. We're using the Django template syntax for these already, but the login and register and even the names of these templates, if you use the Django account system, you're going to be defining these similar ones. I'm noticing we're not localizing texts. That could be an opportunity here to add the localization. Although might be out of scope. Now I remember the other pull request that I'm reviewing with the landing page template, create a functional landing page. I did ask that we add the localization texts there, internationalization, so it can be localized. That might be an unfair. No, the reason for that is because the previous template did have the translation templates. So we don't want to kind of regress that feature. We don't want to revert that. In this case, it would be an enhancement. I might leave it out of scope and come back around to it. I'm not going to start off with that. Probably. I'll make a note of it though. Something like that. Let's deprecate. All right, so we don't want this login wizard anymore. We've got account HTML. Let's go to the bottom here. So yeah, so here we have a backbone model. And somehow it attaches to the view and renders. Which may no longer be necessary. However, this is backbone. So yeah, let's start by seeing if I can just remove that. We'll get the project running. Took that issue. All right. Make sure we get the latest dependencies. I believe I already have one. WakeSD. All right, so it's already there. Let me open these up. This is a good first issue, low-hanging fruit, perhaps. Let me just create that. More or less, it's a bug. Actually, so it would be interesting. So this might be out of our hands. Nonetheless, we'll need to resolve those. Might just be a matter of updating that package. if there's no response, it would be nice if GitHub issues would omit those. All right, this is sort of a bug code quality issue and good first issue for Hacktoberfest. So if you're looking for a way to get your Hacktoberfest credits, you can check this issue out. And in this other area, I'm just going to, as I catch these, I'm going to just mark them. This is probably a small one too. I think we just removed the related name to self, because the related name is trying to create a backwards name from the to model. So if this model A has a relationship to model B, model A knows the relationship exists, but B might not. So Django does the nice thing for us and creates a reverse like property. I believe it's just removing. Or setting it to plus. We just don't want that just warning to display. I don't know how to describe it. Try not to be too imperative when I'm creating issues. I don't want to. There's a fine line, because sometimes a developer just wants the steps to do. They just want to know what they need to do to get the task done. I don't always know that, or I might think I know that, but be wrong, or there might be a better way to do it. Or I might even be thinking about the problem in the wrong way. So the less imperative I am, the more latitude the developer has to solve the problem, which is a double-edged sword, because some developers might not want that latitude. But I think that in the long run leads to more robustness, better solutions. If I, when defining issues, can be more broad and say the outcome we want is that this error doesn't display. One approach might be to remove the related name, but that might not be the only approach. So I can just say, for example, and then actually make this not a checklist, but a sub item. That might solve it. I don't actually know. And there might be a better way of solving that. And we might even be changing this data model later. Okay, cool. So that's it. As I encounter issues, I will mark them. think that's a good first issue. It shouldn't be too complicated. It's more relying on understanding of Django and how Django model relationships work than the CiviWiki, anything specific about CiviWiki. Let's continue. Actually, I'm gonna add this to these two issues. Let's keep this open in a new tab. It'd be cool if there was a way of getting a query with these using the GitHub query syntax. I'm gonna put these in numeric order. It helps me a little bit. And there may be a way to use Django GitHub query syntax to populate a list of those. If you're, for example, using GitHub projects, you can use query syntax. Might think about that. Yeah. It's a bit tricky. All right. We've got that. Now we're going to keep going. So it looks like we do have some. I'm going to keep a list of this. CW. Oh yeah, it's CiviWiki. Backbone. Create HTML. Password reset does not have it. Reset by email. Settings. Settings. Update settings. Looks like it. Oh, that's the one. And user setup. We want to remove this, I think. I believe. Yeah, that's more or less correct. Am I using capitalization? All right, cool. Now I've got more steps, more concrete steps. So let's start at the top. We'll go alphabetically. Now, I said delete settings HTML. Maybe that's not correct. So let's open this up and also take a look at the views here. Because I think what we've got is several API views. Occasion, we're going to drop this out. Maybe. Forms, we're going to need those. So that's good. Models, we got the just user model and okay. Yeah, I need to start using this base permission. Interesting. All right. Need to prefix this an underscore. So we're probably going to be creating some views. I'd like to remove these. Just have a user profile view and a settings view. And really the settings profile view seem like the same thing. So I'd like to make this much simpler. All right, but I'm not starting there, it looks like. I can make note of that. Okay. Let's see. All right, so that I think will leave us in a better state with our views. Now the API, it will be unnecessary. However, interesting. So I'll need to convert these from API views to Django view template views, basically. And this will probably be paginated at some point. If I can just get the initial thing in, we can add pagination later, though. Yeah. These are sort of related. Where these have mappings. I guess the draft is cool. We'll leave it in. Whoops. This is going to be a tricky one. All right. Although I've got code in another project, so no problem. This will be a standard Django delete view. Although we've got to be careful about that. So yeah, you can see the extensiveness of these types of tasks. Wow. And why it's been in our backlog for so long. I've got to get heads or tails of it and figure out where to start. actually, I wanted to go to, well, we'll start with, I think I'll start with creating views. So I've got these API views, and I don't have to do this, top to bottom. If I start here, I might get more headway than I'm and familiarity with the issue than if I start here. So for example, we've got the views pie, and I'm going to leave API open as a reference, and I'm not going to start with feed HTML right away, but I'm going to create something that doesn't exist here now. Oh, we do have URLs. Oh, there we are. URLs pie. There we go. I was wondering about that. So we got API URLs. URLs. Now, hopefully we have done something like prefixing the API URLs. So we'll start with the, let's go the civvies. This will do more or less chronologic, or top to bottom. Account data. Get user. Civvies. All right, so the get user, where's that? At the top. Cool. One problem is I don't know where this is used. Weird. Now here we have one. So this is not used apparently. So what I'm going to do is just be careful for a minute. See if things break when I do this. Actually, that shouldn't be a problem. Cool. So there's that. So this is apparently used. Account profile. We'll fix that one. Account card. Doesn't seem to be used. Feed. That one is used. So I might just start with feed.js. Edit user. That one is used. Delete user. Doesn't seem to be used. Defined but not used. That one is used. That one doesn't seem to be used. Yes. Count.js. And feed.js. All right, cool. So that said, this get card delete user. Clear profile image. None of them seem to be in use. I'm going to leave them commented, not permanently. I will clean it up. I'm going to commit these changes so I can make other changes without having this really snarly commit spanning everywhere. It's a work in progress. Those seem to be seemingly unused. I do like to manually just make sure, do a quick sanity check on that. We'll push this up to origin. Closes at 11:51. Interesting. I'll have to look at that. So that got cached. Draft. Huh. Oh. It did have an error there. This is going to be a problem. We've installed pre-commit but never used it. So we have all sorts of errors about MyPy. All right, well, we can fix some of these. Some of these are automatically fixed. So let me just try that commit again. the flake A ones I'll take care of. API Pi, HTTP response. Yeah, so since I'm commenting out code, we've got unused imports now. Whoops. Oh, I hope that, and these are it's telling me about those. So black will format those when I save. We'll try committing this again. These pre-commits are overall important. I'm just gonna have to fight with them for a while here. Files were modified. Black and I. I sort and black are not playing well. Maybe? All right, Pi Project Tomo. No, darn it. I thought I copied. What's this one? Hmm. All right, let's see if that fixed it. So we'll commit that. Somehow missing. Comment out. All right. Curly lint. Failed my Pi. Interesting. All right, so there's that. Problem is still getting that error. All right, so we got two of my Pi. Uh, core. Is that going to be core settings or project core settings? I believe we want Django stubs as either a dependency or a dev dependency. My pot. Oh, there it is. So this could be an issue if it just not being able to find the settings and giving like a erroneous error or like a save that. Let's see what happens here. I'm gonna have to just try this a couple of times. Even though, okay, it's because it's pulling in an environment. It's not using our own environment. I need to go to the pre-commit configuration. I believe that's it. My pie. There we are. Yo. Go to new line and additional dependencies. So the ID args. Why is that? Interesting. All right. I'm not going to argue with it. How do I just run pre-commit? I don't want to run on all the files. Ah. Oh, I'm out of tea. All right, I'll be right back while this is running. Okay, looks like it was installed in the environment and then ran successfully. Now, see what happens here. Ah, wait, it's the settings module can't be found. Oh, no module named Django extensions. My pie. Now this is either missing from our environment or the MyPy environment. We'd have it here. So apparently, if it would just use our own environment, this is the confusing part. Why can't this MyPy tool use our environment definition? Probably because it's PyProject TOML? I don't know. Let's try it again. With Django, shoot. Why didn't it error here? If I have to start adding every single dependency to my pod configuration, I'm going to drop this. Yeah. Okay. It's a bit destructive. I don't know. I just can't fight this right now. We'll have to resolve that later. Not sure how much value it's adding at this exact juncture. This moment in the project, it's not worth the fight. I think it's just going to be going through and adding every one of our dependencies, which is unfortunate because those dependencies are defined in the PyProject TOML. If it would just pull those in. All right, where were we? It derailed my whole thought process too, man. Let's go to regular URLs and our API URLs. Account profile, string username. Where's this used? Find. It is used in our account.js and our settings.js. Okay, so here's an opportunity, I think. Do we need two ways profile? So settings is fairly succinct, and profile is actually displaying also displaying the account settings templates. We don't need them both. Let me double check here something. My profile. Yeah, we don't need the settings both. Hmm. Where does this come from? Profile. Briley. User profile view. Let's hop over here. Where's that used? Oh, okay. Well, let's separate this form out, and then this profile view will be much simpler. Any user profile can be visible, and you edit the settings on a different form. Then we can use a standard Django class-based view. The object or 404 thing. I can't remember the name of the view. Okay, so let's start there. So if we go to account.html and remove the account.html, remove the form. So remove the account settings view. So that one, this whole thing. So there's this. This will cause things to break. Let's find where this account, the data is used here. Where is data? We've got 10 usages of data. Those are data attributes. So it might be that I can remove this data dictionary. This is very, not very surgical. Well, even a template view, but it's not so simple because we do want the object. Generic view, list view, class-based views. Generic class-based views. Built-in, that's what I'm looking for. Oh, cool. Oh, we've got list view. I think it's just detail view. Yeah, there we are. All right, here's, I'm gonna do a little bit tricky, but how do I do this? Control space. Yep, it's not gonna be able to import it for me. See if that's used many places. It's doing too much with one at once. All right. I'll remove the full profile. Decorator from here. Let's see. Ah, great. And one of the things is let me double check here. What I need to do this to do is pick that username and use it as the key, primary key. Essentially this, because we want the currently. The username argument, oh, this is flexible. This will just select any user. Stack Overflow, offline for minutes, okay. This is not necessary right now to use a Django detail view. The get is sufficient. So let's just leave it alone. There we are. Okay, so this is good. We'll clean it up. We won't use the full profile, perhaps. We don't need this. And if I check out this use case, why this is why we're handling this case where their username could be undefined. I believe it's so we can have a navigation menu that looks like this. My profile. No, even in this. I'll take out the redirect, hopefully. Hopefully. And there's also no thing here. Django get over 404. We get the user model, and then we want user equals get object or 404 user model, and then I think second argument or keyword arguments would be just the same as here, and then we don't need that. And then we don't need that. That's already pretty succinct. We could switch it to a detail view, but maybe not needed for the time being. But let's see if it works. Basically, yeah, I'm not sure where else you would have a use case of somebody hitting just the profile endpoint, but that should be a 404. And yeah, I think that's correct. Very cool. All right, so simplify. User profile view. Counts, templates. All right. HTML 96. way up here. Oh yeah. Whoops. No, this is good. One more time. There we go. Poop. Something modifying it? 272. All right, there's just a couple of these. 272. Looks like we were real interested in readability and so much that we're oh wait, that's the deal. We're confused somehow. These are getting split out. I don't know why that would be the case. Why we would separate those out. Maybe. 366. Oops. Shift tab. Maybe. Oh. 417. That's a strange convention to have these split across lines like this. I wonder if that was a lyncher that did that or somebody that did that. Or 26. Right there. Okay. Button now. That's strange. It didn't get better. Oh, it's this one. Ah, come on. Strangeness. Hey, different output. Local variable user is assigned but never used. Ah, yeah. Views.py 172.9. Actually, this is, whoa. How do I get to 172? Ah, let's see, what is project accounts views, project threads views, project accounts views. Did I misread that? Oh, I see. think we're gonna have to return user is user. Why this is working is surprising me. I think it might just be because the template is getting, this shouldn't really work. The user profile view, return an account. I think we should just remove these tabs areas. And reconsider those. If I remove them now, those can be features we'll add as part of Hacktoberfest. I just need to make sure we keep track of those. My CV's followers following. They're so broken right now. I just think it'd be easier to remove them in the short term. And as a slight epic, which I will describe in further detail later. And essentially I'm going to break it down, since it's an epic, into 4 subtasks. Yeah, of course. Should remember that. Followers. Flowing. All right, I'm going to remove them. We can track back the code. Including the API endpoints. The queries, and basically they should be properties of the user model. Move them over to the user model. Now I can do that now. Yep. All right. This doesn't seem to be used. Let's see what happens if I remove this. And this. And this. And this. So basically those will all be separate views. But what I can do is salvage the code. Yeah. Salvage the code. Oops, that was not. Let me think of it just a second. Mm-hmm. The parent context will will determine the layout. Here we're just hopefully going to have relatively simple. Well, I don't know. We don't have to worry about where it's rendering, and in fact, we might render it its own page. Could be its own page. I think so, actually. This gives us the option, though. Gotta make sure these up. New line at the end. The linter will complain. Now we have a bunch of empty stuff. What does our user profile look like now? Mm-hmm. And everything is coming from the user object. So don't have to write those helpers, right? All of these subtemplates, the threads for issue and user thread, and user profile following count. Interesting. Yeah. User civvies. Yeah. So looking pretty good. Let me just double check this view model. I believe we can remove this CiviWiki account view, the CiviWiki account view, so account.js core. We'll re-implement those in, well, they're already, as long as we provide the same data to the helpers. And these were empty anyway. Yeah, this needs to be handled on the server side, not the client. Very cool. That's pretty significant. All right, it's getting a bit far along. I'm gonna have to take a break, but we still have a functioning profile page. Now, next I'll take a look at the settings page, and maybe I ought to make that footer a bit sticky at the bottom, but it's not a big deal in any case. It's not sticky to begin with. So yeah, basically a profile page will just render the user name and bio for now with the ability to follow. I'll have to follow up on the follow button to see how that works. I think that's an API endpoint it's calling. Might convert that to a view. Just a double check. I think I'll have to remove that as well. Get it down to the minimum and then build up from there. Just get rid of the backbone syntax while preserving as much code as we can and the features, keeping those features in mind. Okay, well, this has been another, let me double check here. Let's see if we can do a recap here. I don't think so, but I'll do a recap once the pull request is further along, basically. So anyway, yeah, this has been another open source live code hangout. We did open a pull request to handle one of our big features, getting rid of the backbone JS from the project. In the process, I've started to identify what all is involved, what are the moving parts, and kind of triage those or prioritize which parts we can keep right now. We're going to remove some things to build it back up, but I will try to preserve the useful stuff like the existing Django templates while simplifying the overall code so we can save ourselves some time later. Here's the pull request in progress. All right, appreciate your time, and I hope you're doing well. Have a great day.